you, and while I was on the New You, I had some experiences. For example, uh, doing some things, meeting some persons or anyone in the astral realms or mental realms with my other bodies. But I have this question. I want to know.
Well, it's just like here, what you're doing. You decide. You're deciding every moment with your all your bodies, just like your physical body, your astral, your emotions, your memory, your mind. You're deciding every moment, and your awareness is through all these bodies. That's all. It's really simple. They're not out there somewhere. They're right here with you. You see. So you simply learn to recognize how that is. We're given, there are descriptions of these bodies, but it's all here and now. So what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're looking at intuitively or whatever, that's what you're deciding every moment, and those bodies are doing things accordingly. So you're directing those bodies. Yeah. It's like you have a little remote in your hand and you got 5 little cars going. So you're deciding where they're going, which way they're, moving about or what they're doing. So you're doing that every moment. So you don't have to ask the question, simply look at your awareness and you see what you're doing. So if you're thinking something, you're using your mental body. If you're feeling something, that's your astral body according to what you're feeling. And so it corresponds. So if you're eating something here or having a relationship, well, that corresponds to something that's also going on in the astral realm, as an example. It's all now, you see. So it's not that you got to go to sleep or whatever. It's always taking place. You understand?
Yeah, I totally got the point.
Yeah, yeah. See, it's all now. It's not out there somewhere. So again, we've come to know things like astral projection, where you project out of the body. But everything is really awareness. Okay, so you can do these things, like parachuting out of a plane. You can do that, but and seemingly leave the plane, etc. But you're always now, and uh, these things are very simple, really. Yeah, they're not all this esoteric, magical stuff, hocus pocus that people think they are. It's all very simple stuff, like your car, but it's complex. Yeah, it's the same thing. So we don't have to make a big issue out of it. But the reason we're in creation again is to recognize this isness, which, it's taken us a lot of lifetimes to get here, and we've played around with these bodies for a long time, which is understandable. We still do. But now we have an opportunity to recognize more, but we decide how we're going to do it. And it helps to recognize how these bodies function, because it's all we've pulled them all together as we've grown up one dimensionally. We've pulled them all together, not realizing that there are various operations going on that we're not aware of. So as we become aware of that, now we have more of a comparison to eventually recognize our real awareness, instead of just the old ideas of self-realization and God realization. What do these things really mean anyhow? It's people chasing ideas, not really seeing what's going on. And so it's that you have a physical body, then you have a soul, okay, for the most part. But there's more to it than that, more to understand, because you need experiences in many areas to have comparisons. This is how you activate recognizing and becoming more aware realistically, not just artificially collecting ideas and knowledge and old wisdom written by whoever, you see. Those are words referring to what? Okay, so yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much. And there is another thing. You are in the street, and you see someone, and you fall in you fall in love with that person, and then you pass away, then you go, and but you are thinking about that person. You are thinking about that person, and you can't detach yourself from that person. Uh, there is three options here. The first option is to uh, continue thinking about that person. The second option is to suppress that feeling, and the third option is to just watch that feeling. And I don't know any other options. Uh, what should we do in this kind of situations?
It's your life. You do what you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. You.
And
It's not that you have options. I mean, you have choice. That's what you have, and you create the options. You just created them. So you have a choice what to do. So it's your life. Again, it's your experience. It's your adventure. That's why we're in life. I mean, we're already here, so we do whatever, and we make decisions. So it's like you go to work during the day, and then you come home at night. You go back to that place. You've decided to do that. So you have that option not to do that, but it's really a decision, isn't it? So and these ideas that we've come to know, we play with these ideas. And if you want that to be so, well, it's so. But if you want to change the idea or see it a different way, well, you can do that too, you see? Yeah, so it's all up to you. There's no set way to do anything. It's like a bird flying. They don't decide how they're going to fly. They just go fly and see what happens. And oh, okay, I'll just land over here and whatever. They don't care where they land because it doesn't matter. And so the things that we're doing here, we just decide to do them accordingly, and we figure it out. Is that how we want our life to be? You see, it's just like a job or a career. You decide how you want it to be. There's no set way, but the systems that have been created here, as an example, they want you to decide a particular way. They want you to go through the system so you're indoctrinated and that you decide according to what they've created and made available. And it's all just stays right here, doesn't it? There's no references to anything else. So as you go through these experiences, again, you're creating positions for yourself to compare to what else there is that you don't know, but you decide that also. You decide how you're going to do that.
so when in my consciousness, I don't want that feeling, but I have the feeling, so I have decided it unconsciously. And so I can change it only with changing my decisions. Is it what you mean? If I
Well,
decided
again,
to
you
go,
decide how you're going to do it. It's like buying ice cream at the store. You take a bite and you go, well, I don't like that, so I'll buy another one. Or I don't like it and I'll eat it anyhow. You see, you decide. It's your experience. So the feelings or whatever that come along with things, I understand. We all have this personal self we have to deal with. We've created this thing, and it's become what it's become, and it relates to this world of other personal people, and they react accordingly, according to what they've experienced. But there's basic reactions, and so you decide to play with this and see the different ways you can or can't react. I do it differently at times, and at times I'm the effect. But then I come around and again, it's like when you go out there and you play in the dirt, you're all dirty, but you come home and you take a shower. You don't have to take a shower, but you can, and you can clean yourself up. But again, it's how you're going to figure this out. In creation, these are just things, is what they are. They're not the true reality. It's a simulator, and you decide how real it is too for yourself. If it's your reality, fine. And if you're the effect, that's fine. But now you've become conscious effect. You're conscious of it, and you can deal with it. And carrying it around, it's fine. It can be okay. It's up to you. And so when you refer to consciousness, consciousness is something created. It is not the reality life is. It's always thought to be the reality, but it's not, because these people that refer to consciousness don't know about the real universes. They only know about creation. And so they think the God idea is the ultimate, which is in creation. So again, the consciousness idea, again, learning to understand how these things relate to what you're experiencing here is the first step. And then you go from there. And then you discover how you're going to discover the unseen part that is a lot bigger than what you know or what you do see. So again, you decide that. There's no set way. See, we've all been brought up where things are decided for us. Our parents told us what to do. Our teachers told us what to do. Now the governments and the authorities tell everybody what to do. And as people, they feel safe with going along with that, which is fine. Well, where you can be creative in different ways, even though your parents told you to go to bed at 8 o'clock, you still snuck out of the house and went and played with your friends down the street, whatever. All right, so you didn't totally obey it. So you're going to decide how you're going to do this whole thing. Because again, we've been brought up through, and then through the religious and spiritual paths, and they all have their disciplines and whatever, which is fine, which is all fine. But life is bigger. And so this is why instead of doing the old routines, which are really dull and boring, and they just, it just keeps people passive and babysat, because people like to be told what to do. That's why they're in memberships or whatever. Like the corporation I was in, they like being babysat, but they pretend to be adults and know what they're doing. Well, that's fine. That's their life. They have a right to do that. I don't want to pretend anymore. I just want to see it how real it can get. So this is why I've created the projects as something to do, and especially the wonderful worldwide educators, for people to get involved. Forget the questions, just do something that makes sense with what's going on in this world, because it's collapsing. The environment is collapsing. It's being purposely destroyed. Got less air, less oxygen, etc. It's time to get involved. It's time to wake up and take on this adventure, etc. So this is where these things that do bother you, you'll forget them. You see? You'll forget these things as you get involved with something that makes sense with real survival, because that's what life is about. Because the monarchy and the cabal have created the systems as they have, they've created them along the lines of sensations and thrills. So people get involved, and so people chase these things and happiness, etc., and really have nothing to do with survival, real survival, and recognizing the is. So everything is a big distortion, and people don't know what to do with themselves. So that's why I created what I have. This is what I see, what I do, and present it. But again, most people like their old routines of trying to solve problems, etc. It's better to get involved in something and forget all that stuff and do something real. Step up and do something real. Set that into motion with yourself and get beyond all these other things. We've been taught the boy meets girl things. Well, it's cute, but how many lifetimes have you done that? And if you can find somebody that goes along with this, I had a family too, but they only went so far, so I left because I was to do this. I wanted to do this. I didn't want to stay there, and I had everything. It was very comfortable. So again, you decide the adventure. You decide how you're going to figure it out, and you decide to step up or not all the way. Face everything that's going on in here in creation. And the whole of life, you decide how you're going to do that, or wait around and be told what to do. So ask Kelsey Brown.
We're doing a lot on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to join us on Instagram and Twitter with posting live videos and posting on profiles, reposting, posting on stories, and contacting people there, because there's a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find them through hashtags like hashtag lucid dreaming, hashtag out of body, hashtag chemtrails, hashtag heart. And you can contact these people and tell them about what we're doing with the Turf Club or the dream websites we've created. We have so many websites you can share with people, or you can send people the PDF books. I just sent someone 4 books from Twitter. So you can also you can create websites and put one of the books on your website to where they can download them. So I put the links to my website and the link of my bio on Twitter and Instagram. So people, they just go there and they click it and they download the book, and they don't have to talk to me. I don't have to know that they downloaded it, but then later they'll send me a message and tell me how they're reading the books and how they're awesome and things like that. And Snapchat too. A lot of the young people, especially like teenagers and even younger, on Snapchat. It's an app on your cell phone. I do videos on there, so you can do videos on there talking about the new year or your dreams or whatever's going on with the natural environment. And you can post pictures there too, and people see them. I get like hundreds of views every day on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, and eventually, after a while, people start to let me know that they're seeing what I'm posting, and sometimes they start to share it and test the new you too. So Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter are some simple phone applications you can get on, and Twitter and Instagram are also accessible on a computer or a tablet, and Snapchat's accessible on a tablet too. You know, a lot of people are on Pinterest too. You can do posts on Pinterest, create a Pinterest board. A lot of women like Pinterest. A lot of moms like Pinterest and see things from there.